Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video, we are once more going to be talking about that major upcoming winter storm that we have coming up in just a couple of days. Now, before I get started with this video though, I would ask that you do subscribe if you do like weather-related content, and also make sure to share this video with your friends, family, and social media. And I'd also highly recommend that you check out our very exciting merch and also our very exciting Patreon page in the description and the pinned comment down below. Anyway, for today's comment of the day, I want to know, what is the maximum amount of snowfall you think anywhere will see from this snowstorm? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be picking one of those for tomorrow's video. Now, let's get right into this video, and first things first, we're taking a look at about 2 p.m. on Friday, December 4th, which is only tomorrow from the time I'm making this video. So actually, this snowstorm is not very far away at all. Tomorrow, I'm expecting to release my final snowfall forecast for this one, so this one is really close to us, guys. It's going to be starting up very soon. So during the afternoon of Friday the 4th, we can see that there is going to be some rain and snow mixed showers moving in, likely for Pennsylvania and portions of Maryland and West Virginia. I'm thinking probably all rain to begin things, to be honest here. It's not going to be cold yet. It's going to be the middle of the day. I think we're going to start out with some rain showers here. Now let's take it to about 11 p.m. And what starts to happen is we get heavier precipitation coming in, and really we're starting to see some snow on that northern end there. You can see for northeastern Pennsylvania there, a lot of central Pennsylvania, and even there in the Berkshires near, I would say, very far western Massachusetts and very far southern Vermont there, we're starting to see some moderate snowfall mix in, and that's just going to continue mixing in, moving further and further south with that rain and snow line. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on towards a frame in the middle of the night, that night, Friday into Saturday, where we're going to start to see more and more snow. Alright, so here we are by about 4 a.m. here, I would say, on Saturday, December 5th, and as you can see, we are starting to see some snowfall mix in there for portions of our mountainous regions of West Virginia. That's a region that typically sees snowfall even when the surrounding regions do not. We can see a lot of eastern Pennsylvania is in the form of snow. Again, still the Berkshires, also the Catskills getting in on some of this as well. The Green Mountains and the White Mountains of Vermont there, or sorry, the White Mountains of New Hampshire, that is. But we're still not seeing that heavy snowfall, so you're probably thinking, where is it? Like, where's the major winter storm you're talking about? And finally, as we reach about 8 a.m. on Saturday, December 5th, you can see this one really gets its act together. It's now located in between New Jersey and Long Island, is a 987 millibar low pressure center, and really this one is going to dramatically intensify, almost bomb out, because between about 4 a.m. and 2 p.m., it's going to go from a 993 millibar low pressure center to possibly a 978 millibar low pressure center. So this one's going to undergo some really fast intensification. You can see we have moderate to heavy snowfall for eastern Pennsylvania, portions of northern New Jersey actually, upstate New York there. We can see western Massachusetts still, portions of western Connecticut, southern Vermont, and southern New Hampshire according to this model. What we're going to do is we're going to move on where it's going to get even heavier in just a moment. Alright, now when this one actually becomes very, very major is at about the afternoon hour of Saturday. This is according to the European model, of course, and this model really thinks this one is going to be intensifying greatly throughout the morning and afternoon hours of Saturday, as it's now a 978 millibar low pressure center just to the south of Rhode Island. You can see very heavy snowfall there for portions of upstate New York, portions of western Connecticut, even New York City, I think, is right on the fringe of being snow or rain there. It's right on the line. Northern New Jersey, portions of Long Island as well. Very interesting setup we have here. Western Massachusetts, southern Vermont getting very heavy snowfall, and most of New Hampshire as well. The interesting thing is, if you watched yesterday's video, this one has dramatically shifted further east. I'm curious to see if this one will continue to shift east or if it's going to stay where it's at or maybe shift west. We will have to wait and see. I'm not ready to make a snowfall forecast yet because of that reason that these models can really go all over the place. They can show a weaker storm, a stronger storm, further west, further east. We actually have two major groups of models that are highly disagreeing on where the heavy snowfall is going to show up. I'll show you guys that later on, and that's really decreasing my confidence in the location of this heavy snowfall. Let's just take it to about further in the afternoon, maybe early evening here of Saturday still. As you can see, a lot of that heavier snowfall is still located for New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Vermont, especially portions of Maine and New Hampshire as well here. And let's just take it to about 11 p.m. on Saturday, December 5th here. And as you can see, it's coming to an end pretty much. It's moving further north. We're going to see moderate snowfall prevail for quite a while there for a lot of New England. But generally, it's just going to lighten up until it completely dies out. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to move on and we're going to get a second opinion. We're going to take a look at the second group of models that have a different solution. We're going to be using our RGEM model to take a look at this second solution. So stay tuned for that. We'll be showing you guys that in just a moment. Now, for the second group of models, they kind of have a faster, more eastern-based solution. So this is us at about, I would say maybe about 12 p.m. on Saturday, December 15th. And as you can see, we actually don't have as much heavy snowfall going on for New York, Pennsylvania. Even New England is only seeing some little areas of moderate snowfall in the hilly regions of Massachusetts. This one stays a little bit further east as we're heading towards maybe about 4 or 5 p.m. on Saturday, December 5th here. As you can see, that low pressure center is located right over Cape Cod about, and Maine is getting most of that heavier snowfall. Also, regions in Massachusetts and New Hampshire. And as we move it towards about 1 a.m. on Sunday, December 6th, you can see that this one is, the low pressure center that is much further east. It doesn't cut inland to New England there. It just continues heading eastward. And that's why Maine would be the bullseye according to this model. And we're kind of just bringing it to an end by this point at about, maybe I would say about 10 a.m. on Sunday, December 6th. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to get right into the snowfall modeled guidance. So we're going to take a look at, again, those two groups of models. There's two major groups of models that highly disagree. It's going to be very interesting to see which one's right. We only have about 24 or maybe 36 hours until this one is starting up for the Northeast, and we're going to have a really good idea by then what's going to happen. But as of right now, it's really up in the air. Again, there's two options, and I'm thinking probably this evening or tonight we're going to get a better idea. We're going to see those models that are either on option 1 or option 2 fold to the other one, and we're going to see all of them come into agreement. And once that happens, a lot of news is going to have to be broken to a lot of people, and the forecast is going to dramatically change. I'm thinking a lot of forecasters are likely holding off on making a forecast for this storm because of the reason that it's very split between two separate options that would be significantly different. So what we're going to do here is we're going to move on. We're going to take a look at the snowfall forecast according to all of our models, and I'm going to show you the difference between option 1 and option 2. Now, I would say the leader of option 1, and I'm saying it's the leader because it's the best model. It's the best model in general, but definitely the best model of option number 1. With that more western option, you can see New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Massachusetts, and Connecticut getting quite a dumping of snow there, actually. If you're in the grays, you have about a dusting. If you're in the blues, you have a couple of inches to about 6 inches. If you're in those purple shades, and there's only a thin band of that in some regions, that's where you're at 6 to 9 inches. And if you're in the pinks, you're at 9 to 20 inches. And if you're in those kind of, I would say, pastel colors there for portions of Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, that's where you're at 20 inches plus. So that is a lot of snow. And actually the maximum this model is picking up on, and I think that's probably for northern Vermont, if not southern Vermont there, is 41 inches. So that is a very significant amount of snow, obviously. We're going to be watching this very, very closely. I think this model could be a bit overdone, and I don't want you guys to think that this is a forecast, because this is absolutely not. This is just model guidance, and this could easily change, and it has changed over the past 24 hours. And I expect some of these models are going to fold to, again, the other group within the next 24 hours. So we're going to see significant changes moving forward, and I highly recommend you stay tuned for tomorrow's video, because we're going to have a much better idea of what's to come by then. All right, now for our second model that's in group number 1, and it's very loosely in group number 1 because it's actually a bit further west. That's our German icon model, which has most of that snowfall for New York and northern Vermont as opposed to southern Vermont and northern Vermont. But it's generally got the same idea with the track and everything. This one we also have, well over a foot of snow in those lighter pinks, so this one is definitely on board. And the NAM model is kind of not in a group. I think it's kind of in between, in my opinion. I don't really know if I'd put it in group 1 or 2 at this point, but this one is definitely on board with the massive amounts of snow falling. I'm sure a lot of you are going to love this solution if you live in Long Island, New Jersey, Connecticut, maybe Boston, because this one is definitely showing snowfall the furthest south. The one thing I want you to know is this NAM model, specifically this model, is known for way overdoing things, and it's also known for doing weird things. So I would take this one with a major grain of salt. We have about a foot of snow showing up on this model from Connecticut throughout Massachusetts, throughout Vermont and New Hampshire, and throughout northern Maine, especially there. This one also has a maximum of 41.8 inches of snow, which I'm expecting is probably located right on Mount Washington, according to that model. All right, now for group number 2, here is our kind of leader of group number 2, which I think is the best model in group number 2, our RGEM model. And if any of you are, very loyal viewers, you know that the RGEM model is actually my very favorite model. Okay, this one keeps a lot of the heavy snow out of Vermont, out of New Hampshire, for the most part. There is some there in the White Mountains, out of New York, and it keeps it there mostly just for Maine. So that's group 2 is very far east compared to the others, and it keeps most of that heavier snowfall for Maine. Again, notice it still has a very significant amount of snowfall going on, well over a foot there for Maine. So the one thing that's consistent with all of these models is we're expecting over a foot of snow for somewhere. That's the interesting thing. But it could be significantly different locations, and we're only about 24 hours away from the storm starting. So very close to the storm. The models have no idea what's going on. This is a tough one, but again, my forecast, my actual drawn forecast for this storm is going to come out tomorrow. Be ready for that. Stay tuned. Watch tomorrow's video. It's going to be an important one if you're living anywhere in this storm. Here's our GFS model again, option 2. Keeps that heavier snowfall out of most of those those western New England states, also New York. Keeps it all for Maine, basically. And then also our Canadian model is kind of a mix. We have northern Vermont getting a lot of snowfall, a lot of New Hampshire and Massachusetts getting some heavier snowfall, but for the most part, it has most of that snowfall there for Maine, so I put it there with group number 2. Anyway, second comment of the day, I'm not actually going to feature this one, but let me know in the comments down below if you think option number 1 or option number 2 is going to actually end up playing out. Let me know in the comments down below. I'd be interested to see what you guys think. Anyway, for today's comment of the day, I asked you guys, what do you think is going to happen with this snowstorm? And Zeta Derv said, I don't know about a blizzard, but it could be a significant snow event if the conditions remain favorable. And that was 21 hours ago. I'm sure Zeta Derv thinks that it has remained favorable. So we will see what happens. Good comment of the day there. Anyway, for today's patron highlight of the day, I want to thank you all for supporting the channel, but especially our diamond patrons. Michael Codalesa, Alicia Davis, Marcus Conley, Catbite, Alan Sherry, Terry Curtis, It's Jay, Cindy Klein, Bill Roberts, Kellen Manhart, Michael Buell, Mariah Vieira, Noah Harley, and Mark J, alongside our platinum patrons, Adam S., Justin Quantrell, John Benbenick, Donna Carnes, Alan Belemo, Larry LePan, Dovie Nagel, James Wade, and Cameron Marshall. If you would like to be featured on our Patreon end screen, you can do so by joining our Patreon page in the description and the pinned comment down below. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, be sure to share it with your friends, family, and social media. I will see you guys in the next video.